Welcome to Introverse.
It's like Rollerball, you know.
Yeah.
That never happened.
Nope, unfortunately. Baseketball, too. Never happened.
Were you looking forward to Baseketball being a thing?
Super looking forward to Baseketball, dude.
I remember that movie. That's the South Park guys.
Yeah, Trey and Matt. Yeah.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Okay, that's what it is.
That's the South Park guys, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, those guys are actually really freaking geniuses.
They are. It's kind of insane the empire, what they still get away with on South Park.
Yeah,
because they've gotten to the point where they're sort of Teflon, like they can't be.
That's what's genius. That's why I'm saying they're genius in this society today. What they get away with still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they don't even.
I think it's on its way back though. I think we're gonna.
Oh, I do too. It is on its way back. Like I've been watching a lot of stand-ups and new stand-ups being released, and it's a lot different than it was a year ago.
A lot of edgy stuff. People trying different things, pushing the envelope,
trying old things.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
You know, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I remember that joke. Well, I remember when I was allowed to laugh at it. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is like everybody got so uptight about everything.
Yeah, everything, dude. It's stupid.
And it just felt like they no longer had a sense of humor. And it was like, you have to be able to laugh at some of this shit. Otherwise, you're just going to be depressed out of your mind. Yeah, like
laughing is awesome, dude. I love it.
It's truly a medicinal thing for the human body.
Yeah.
When you're laughing.
When you laugh, you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's chemicals going on. It's better than
for sure.
Alcohol, better than drugs. You know, you have a fun night at your friend's house.
Yes.
And you're just talking and laughing.
Yep.
Dude,
nothing better.
Good stuff.
Yeah. That's why listening to stand-ups on podcasts, always talking about hanging out with other stand-ups and just cutting up in the green room and after the shows.
Yeah.
That's why they're comedians.
Yeah.
It's for that.
That's why, right there.
To get into the club of being able to hang out with just a bunch of funny guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been just devouring stand-up lately.
Yeah.
Because I used to listen to stand-up a lot.
Well, and you have aspirations as well.
Yeah. But what I like is when listening to a stand-up comic, like you said, like if they're guesting, not their own podcast, because they're going to perform, right?
Yes.
In a certain way.
Not
to a certain extent.
Not
Not scripted, but they're bringing their game.
They are.
But when they guest star on a podcast, and you have some stand-ups that are really good stand-ups, you know?
Yeah.
And you know they've planned out their stand-up, and it's to the T. But then you have comics that are just freaking funny.
Yes.
You know? Like they just show up and they're just funny. Innately funny, and they're not trying.
Conan O'Brien is like that. Like
Conan O'Brien's definitely like that.
And here's the question: I don't know if he's always on. If that is his or if that really just is his personality, and that's how he is with his kids.
Well,
his
that's
wife,
it. Right? You know, is it their person? Yeah, I think it's his personality. He's been doing it for so long.
Right? Because here's the thing: like a guy like Seinfeld, when you see an interview with him, he's not making jokes.
He's not over the top, right? Like
right. He's not necessarily making you laugh when you watch him in an interview.
No.
But
no.
Conan is funny like almost 24/7. Like it's very rare that he is not.
Dude.
Yes.
You ever see Robin Williams in an interview? Good Lord.
Yeah. But we know he had another side.
Yeah, of course.
Because he also was that way in movies too. He did dramas and comedies. Whereas Conan, he's pretty much comedy all the way.
You need a personality like that to do a Tonight Show type show.
You have to have a broad range.
Every night. Imagine that, getting up there every night.
No.
Dude, that's exhausting.
Well, you know they shoot them during the day, right?
Okay, well,
except
I knew that. Once a day.
Except for Jimmy
Kimmel.
Every day. Jimmy Kimmel is live, supposedly, but
Yeah. Actually, I just listened to him on Two Bears in a Cave today. It was a good interview. But he's not like Conan, like on the spot.
Right. And this is going to date this episode, but I listened to Adam Carolla on the Trigonometry podcast yesterday. And Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla. Jimmy Kimmel,
right? Was he on the Man Show?
The Man Show and Loveline. Remember Loveline?
Oh, yeah, with Dr.
Drew.
Drew, yeah.
Dr. Drew.
Yeah. That was something, man, that show.
Yeah, man. That was one of those shows I had to sneak at my house.
Yeah. You needed an Adam Carolla on that show, though.
You did.
Because otherwise it would have just been, like, whatever.
Medical information.
Yeah. Medical information, exactly.
Because it would just be the doctor talking.
Yeah.
And look, not to say that Dr. Drew, I mean, he has his own podcast and everything, but I don't know if you know this, but Adam and Dr. Drew have a podcast that they do. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They have a podcast.
I didn't know that Adam was still alive.
Dude, he actually has one of the most popular podcasts.
Really?
Yeah, he's like in the top 10, I think.
Yeah, he had a different kind of humor. He
is very insightful. Like, you would have never thought it based on his past on the Man Show and Loveline and all that, but he's matured quite well.
Well, I mean, a lot of the Man Show and all is kind of they're exaggerating certain characteristics that they might have.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's just focus on being men.
Yes. Yeah. Tim Allen throwback there. Dude, that's speaking of like old school comedians. Did you ever that was the way you made it big if you were a comedian back in the 90s, 80s too, really, is you got a sitcom.
Yeah.
But what's weird is that a lot of those comedians were actually dirty.
Yeah, so they had to change. Like Bob Saget dude was filthy.
Yes.
And he was on the most wholesome TV show, Full House.
Hanging out with Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Dude, now he's filthy, but I think I don't know. I don't know him personally. I think he was actually a decent fellow.
Oh, no. He was a great guy, I think. I think he was on Full House was probably closer to his real personality.
Yeah, he just liked dirty jokes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, but Tim Allen as well. If you go back and watch Tim Allen's stand-up before Home Improvement, he was way dirtier. I mean, he was in freaking prison, dude. Like, he got arrested for drugs.
Right, yeah.
And then he gets a sitcom deal, and he goes clean.
You know who I liked? This is, during, but before a little bit too, George Carlin.
Oh, yeah. I was watching a clip of him today.
He was a good stand-up dude.
Yes.
He was dirty too. But
dirty, but also very topical.
Smart and topical. Smart humor.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was like almost humor, but like, topical, but it's like, oh, I never thought about it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's how Adam Carolla is. He uses these metaphors now to explain things, like his take on things, because he was a carpenter. Yeah, he was just a regular dude. I don't even remember all of his story, but I know he was a carpenter for a long time. Yeah. He had a trade, and then some kind of way he got roped into being a stand-up and, doing all this stuff. But yeah, man, Carlin, the clip I saw today was super cool.
You saw a George Carlin clip today, and we're talking about it right now?
Yep. It just came up in my Instagram feed.
Interesting. So now Instagram is looking to the future.
Yes.
And playing your reels of what you're going to talk about in the future. I brought up Carlin. You didn't.
No, you did. So it's actually it's predicting the future of what friends are going to talk about.
So let's see. Let me see if I can. Let's just take a peek into the future right now and see what we have in store for us on this podcast. Well, I'm so old I can't use my phone. Florida winters be like.
Wait, what? Is that a headline?
Yeah, it's making fun of Florida winters.
Oh, because it's hot.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what time of year it is, it's hot.
Yeah.
What's weird though is you guys aren't like California. I guess there's a scientific reason for that, but everybody says California is like
totally
beautiful.
Place.
No, I realize that, but you're both on the coast.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're on opposite ends of the country. There's a giant ocean, on your beach.
Yeah.
So why don't you have 70-degree temperatures every day? And you know what I'm saying? Like that's what California is all day.
70 degrees. Today was like 50. It was nice today. Today was like 50.
Well, yeah, but it's like in the 40s here right now. So
it doesn't get nearly as cold here.
But it does get hot though.
Hot as hell.
It gets hot as fuck.
It gets the same hot. It's the same heat as Louisiana.
Right.
Where we're from in Louisiana.
Okay. But as far as I know, California doesn't, at least not middle California. Maybe that's the difference, is that it's in the middle of the continent.
Yeah.
And you're at the southern.
Yeah, we are closer to the equator. We're hanging low.
That's right. Florida is the penis of America.
That's right. The droopy penis. Yeah. Louisiana's the boot.
Yeah. Well, why would the boot be?
I don't know. You look like a boot.
We do, but technically we're in the underbelly.
Yeah.
We're like the taint.
The taint. Louisiana is the taint.
And California would be the ass, right? Because it's
this all makes sense, dude. Yes.
Geography with the Introverse.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where to go from there.
I don't either. Let's see. I would tell you about my vasectomy story. You've never had a vasectomy. I've had a vasectomy.
No, tell your story.
And you do it in the doctor's office. You don't go to the hospital.
It's outpatient?
But in the doctor's office, and
wow.
Oh yeah, they got the prep and all and whatever. So I'm laying on the table. They don't put you to sleep either. They give you local anesthesia, which means they inject, they shoot you in the balls, right?
My God.
With some anesthesia, which is not fun.
I can't
so you're
imagine.
awake the whole time when the doctor's just down there, just rummaging through your groin.
My God.
And so I'm going through it and it hurts.
I bet.
And I'm like when he started the process, after the anesthesia, and he looks up at me and makes eye contact. No, he looks up at me and he can see I'm sweating, and I feel I'm about to pass out.
Oh my God.
The scene in Braveheart at the end where they're pulling his intestines out?
Oh no.
That's what it feels like. I feel it up to my lungs. Things are pulling, tugging. And I'm like, oh. And he's like, "You're all right?" I'm like, "No." I'm about to pass out. He's like, "Well, are you hurting?" I'm like, "Yes, a lot." Well, why don't you say something? I don't know. I think this is normal. This is my first time.
It's my first vasectomy.
He's like, "I'll just give you another shot, dude."
Wow. I mean, yeah, because honestly, how are you going to know?
I don't know.
But here, that's the thing. It's you've never had that procedure before. That's never happened to you before.
Yeah.
I dropped a table on my toe.
On your balls? Oh.
No, not on my balls. I dropped a table on my toe, and dude, it hurt. First off, I thought I was going to pass out. It was like a very heavy table, and I took my shoe off, and I didn't see any blood. So I thought, oh, this is going to be fine. And then I put a little bit of pressure on it, and then the whole nail just filled with blood.
Oh.
They had to wheelchair me into the ER. This happened at work, and I work at a hospital. So they wheeled me into the ER, and they're like, the guy's like, well, we got to take an X-ray of your toe to see if it's broken, right?
Yeah.
And they bring me in the X-ray room, and the dude is grabbing my foot.
Oh.
And and my toe, and kind of manipulating
Does
it so
this
that it
hurt? Can you feel it?
No, because he needs to take a picture of it, right? So he needs to get it flat against the and he's he just grabs the toe, and I'm like, ah! And I'm like, dude. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
sorry, man. And I'm like same thing.
Yeah.
Like, what do you?
Right. But that's what I don't understand. Why not just give me all the local anesthesia?
Right.
Just pump me up, dude.
Exactly. Because look,
let's not see how much pain I can take.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
And you're a larger guy, so he has to consider that too. Like how much poundage, like
I got a few pounds down there, dude.
But I'm just saying, like to me is not going to take.
No, my full body weight. Yeah.
Your full body weight, as like an elephant tranquilizer is going to be different from a dog tranquilizer, right?
I got like 4 pounds of cock. He needs to just.
Oh my God! So.
Oh yeah, but yeah, for real. I'm 6'2".
Exactly. Now, for me, that might have been enough anesthesia.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, no, why don't you just, and to feel, because the procedure is just, like what they're cutting is like thinner than a hair.
Right.
Which is mind blowing to me.
That's crazy.
And they can put it back together too, dude.
That's crazy.
It's wild. Anyway, thinner than a hair for that much pain.
Yeah.
That much, like it.
But do you think
I felt it up to my chest?
Do you think it's not just that tiny piece though, but the fact that the instrument is inside of your body?
Oh yeah,
like that's also creating creating pain.
That's what. Yeah, it's like a radiating.
Yes, because it's like emanating throughout. Like, there's a foreign object in my body.
Kicked in the balls.
Yes,
that pain. You feel it. You want to throw up. You feel it in your stomach. The nausea in your stomach.
That's the worst.
When's the last time you got hit in the balls?
Oh, that's a good
question.
A long
time for me.
Let's see.
A long time.
I mean, sometimes the wife and I. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably playing a game. And like somebody threw a ball and it hit me straight in the nuts. Actually, it might not have been that long ago because I'm thinking maybe like throwing the football with my brother or something. And you ever do one of those deals where you think you're getting it and it goes right through your hands and then it hits you right in the crotch and
all the time.
But it's usually balls hitting me in the balls. That's
balls hitting usually. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, what else? I mean, unless you're somewhere where somebody's kicking you in the balls, or you're
I'm not doing martial arts,
or you're playing sports where you're in the locker room and somebody's like whipping towels at your nuts or something. I don't know.
Right. Woo. I mean, that's what we imagine they do in there.
That's what we imagine they do.
Right.
I was hoping.
That's what we fantasize about.
I was hoping that's what they did in the locker room.
Yeah.
Turns out all they do is change.
Towel popping in the balls.
Towel popping. Another good podcast name. Towel popping. Yeah. That's the new thing now. You know how it used to be like when someone would say something cool and you'd be like, that's a cool band name. The new thing is like, that would be a cool podcast name.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, there's no bands anymore.
Right.
I mean, they do have bands, but...
I'm 46 years old, and I'm still scared to talk to women.
Really?
Dude,
you've been married a lot.
Yeah, I get nervous. Still.
Well, here's the thing, though.
That this week.
Here's the thing, though. The way we were raised, both of us, in very religious households. My mom would not allow me to have a poster of a woman in a bikini or whatever on my wall. Like I would go to my cousins' houses and they had all these half-naked women all over their walls. And I was like, wow. I mean, they also had like a poster of Cobra, Sylvester Stallone and Cobra. But crime is the disease. He's the cure. But right next to it was like a poster of like a half-naked woman in a bikini.
Right.
If I would go to Walmart, dude, and I would flip through remember they used to have the posters you could flip through at Walmart and Kmart?
It was like a giant book.
Yes, a giant ass book.
6-foot book.
But like 3/4 of the posters were like women in bikinis.
Yeah.
It's like Cindy Crawford and like a lot of the supermodels and, Baywatch was big in the 90s. But my parents didn't allow me to do that. I had a life-size poster of Mel
So you
Gibson.
think that was what made you nervous?
I think so, because our parents made it, sex was bad.
Made it all taboo.
It was all taboo. So women were almost taboo to us. Being attracted to them sexually was taboo.
Yes.
The way that we were raised.
Yeah.
So you could be friends with a girl, but if you were sexually attracted to a girl, you like felt like that was a bad
I wasn't
thing.
even good at being friends with girls, dude.
But it was a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like a negative to be attracted to a woman.
Right.
It's almost like they wanted us to be gay. It's weird.
Yeah.
Because think about it. You can have all the posters of Mel Gibson and basketball players you want on your wall.
It's easier to hate you as a gay person than to hate you if you knocked up a woman.
You think that's it?
Yeah.
So, based on that background,
okay.
Look, I've been married to Holly for, it's going to be 3 years we're married. We've been together for 7 years. And I've seen her naked a bunch of times. Okay.
How many?
I mean, a lot. Okay. So, I mean, we've been 7 years, you know.
But you still get excited, right?
Well, that's the thing. But it was weird. I was in the kitchen and then I was going to the bedroom and she had been like taking a shower or something. And like I opened the door and she was standing there naked. And I was like, all of a sudden I was a little kid again. And I immediately like got bashful and I closed the door like I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, I didn't even know how to explain it at the time. I was like, because she was almost offended. Like, why were you were like offended by me or whatever? And I'm like, no, it wasn't it at all. I felt like
there's a naked woman right there.
Exactly. And I shouldn't be looking at her.
Yeah.
Like it was like a regressive, like I was back in that Christian mindset of like, it's bad. Don't look. You know? And I'm like, it was weird.
I think yours was way worse than mine, dude. I regress back to a child, but I'm not like, don't look.
But again, it's normally not like that. I'm saying it was just in that moment. It was like a weird reflex.
Yeah.
Like I was back in that mindset.
I had the same exact conversation with someone this week. Well, similar. A female. Really? And she, like yesterday, I think.
She walked in on you?
No. This is all like text message stuff.
Oh, okay.
And the conversation, something along the lines, she made a joke about having fake boobs or something, you know. And I'm giggling, and you know, and she's like, "Well, what?" And I'm like, "Because you know, like I'm 40." And I explain, I'm 46, and you talked about your boobs, and it's making me like a little kid. I said, "It's insane because I've seen thousands of boobs." But just talking about them,
yes,
it's just a female talking about her boobs makes me like, you know,
you're like,
and then the whole conversation of thousands of boobs, you know. So how many boobs do you think you've seen in your life? Because I had another separate conversation after with some guys because I was like, no, I think I'm lowballing it
for thousands,
you know. Thousands, yeah. I think I'm lowballing it at thousands. Not real life boobs.
No. No, real life boobs, the number would be considerably lower.
Yeah, like 9.
I think I may have you beat there, but
well, it also counts as 2 each, you know, so divided in half, right? So the calculation we came to with math was about
because there's 2 every time you see them. You don't just see a single boob. You see 2.
Right, you see 2. Except for me, I saw 9, so that was a weird situation that night.
Oh, that was all at once.
The 9th one's made up. Actually, that's not made up because of what's the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? She had 3 boobs.
Oh, you're right. So if you saw her 3 times, that's 9.
Or just once and get you the odd number. You know.
That's true.
Anyway. Anyway, back to titty math. How many
Titty
boobs
math.
do you think you've seen? Yeah. The calculations we've came to was about 10,000.
10,000?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, if
three
count
guys, we all came to the same consensus.
10,000.
10,000.
Because
I mean, figured from the age of 13.
If I count, because look, here's the thing. I would say kids today, young kids today who grew up with cell phones and the internet have
they're seeing millions of boobs.
Yes, they've seen millions probably. Us, it's definitely in the thousands, but I don't know if it would be 10,000. Because, I mean,
divided by 2, so 5,000 women.
Okay. I don't know, man. I mean,
it's crazy.
Let's see.
When you think about that, it's kind of not healthy.
No, it's not. I mean, if I count the National Geographic magazines.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Come on, that was some of the first naked women I ever saw was in a National Geographic.
Go to the Nichols State Library, pull those out.
No. This was like I was at a friend's house, and he would have never had porn because it was like he was also a Christian kid. But his family had this whole collection of National Geographic magazines, and one day I was just flipping through it at his house, and all of a sudden there's all these native women. Did
you ever see like indigenous titties that turned you on? National Geographic.
I mean, at the time, I was like,
it was interesting.
It was interesting. And again, it was much like when I opened the door and saw my wife naked and imagined I was a kid.
You got indigenous titties?
I was, when I flipped the page,
Sorry, Holly.
When I flipped the page and I saw the native women, I was like,
feeling of you were doing something wrong.
Exactly. And I immediately closed the magazine.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not supposed to see this.
Right.
That was that was the knee-jerk reaction. I don't think 10,000. I don't think I've seen 10,000. And I watched some porn back in the day.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But early porn, though, you had to wait so long for it to download. I feel like, I don't know.
This is true.
You might see you might see one a week.
Early porn, you committed to it.
Yeah.
Because you had to wait for it to download.
And think about it. How big was your Playboy collection?
Oh.
How many issues did you have?
I liked Playboy when I was a teenager.
Yeah, I know you had.
We talked about
your collection and your brother finding it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that let's say you had 50 issues.
Yeah.
Okay. How many women?
Usually like 5 women in each one.
There's 5 women in each issue.
I'm just guessing. Probably.
Yeah, guesstimating. So there's 5 photo layouts with 5 women.
Unless you have like the SEC issue where it's all the SEC college girls.
You know more about it than I. Like, dude, I only think I ever looked at Playboy.
You know how long it's been since I looked at a Playboy? I was like 18 or 19.
Do they don't make it anymore, right? It's not even a thing anymore.
Brand is, I think it's like, you go look it up and they just sell clothes or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just the little rabbit on things. Yeah. It means a totally different thing. It means like a gamer now or something.
Something, I don't know.
I'm a Playboy.
Mr. Grinch. I think the range is close.
I would say for some guys, probably yes. 10,000 is probably accurate. I think I have to be lower than that. That just seems like a lot.
It's a lot.
5,000. But then you also have to count it. You also have to count.
46, dude.
That's right.
Yeah, you're 46.
But I was not seeing them for a good
years
chunk of my life.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. The first pair I saw wasn't probably until I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So your first 15, 16 years doesn't really count unless you accidentally walked in on somebody changing or something.
No. We had like the pay-per-view channel that was all squiggly and
you couldn't see shit on that. I mean,
you could see a boob shot.
You could see a boob. Yeah, that might count for about 20, 25, 30 boobs.
Yeah,
the squigglies.
I've seen a bunch of boobs that way.
A bunch of squiggly boobs.
My grandmother had a satellite
great set of boobs. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, dude. And I accidentally, because it would catch every channel, I accidentally found pornography when I was like 12.
Wow.
And that was kind of shocking. And it was like hardcore.
Oh.
You know, and I did not know what I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow.
You're like, these are people.
This is interesting.
Of course.
Yeah. Why is he being so mean to her? Like,
what did that lady ever do to him?
Yeah. You know.
Wow.
Fucking satellite dish, man. Huge thing in the backyard. Like huge. Up to half the backyard.
She was picking up channels from around the world probably with that thing.
Oh yeah. All kinds of channels. Like thousands of channels. And this was way back then.
Right.
Good game.
Good game, man.
Yeah, good game. High five.
Thanks for listening to the Introverse. New stuff every Monday, wherever the podcasts roam. You can also catch us on Insta at Introverse Pod. Thanks for listening.